Howdy, howdy. It is Tuesday, and I'm really tired again, but it's not as bad because this morning when I woke up around 7:30 like usual, around when Cody was leaving, I ended up actually falling back asleep when I didn't mean to. And I woke up around 9, so I got a couple hours more sleep. But it kind of sucked because I was supposed to feed the cats this morning because we're trying to stop the free feeding. And we're trying to get them on a schedule, and I was gonna feed them around 8. I'm out of coffee. And so I was gonna do that, but I ended up falling back asleep, so I fed them around 9:30. I think that's when I finally peeled myself out of bed. So I didn't want to get up, and then I sat in bed for a while, and then I fed them. And I think I figured out how much to give them, because if I give them each a quarter cup in the morning and a quarter cup at night, that's 250 calories, and you're supposed to go by 300 calories for cats. So that's like a little bit less. So like those 2 quarter cups is how much I should be feeding Eve, and then I should be feeding Pebbles and Melanie a little bit more, because for one they weigh more, and for two, what I was talking about yesterday, how she was malnourished for a lot of her life before we got her, so she's not as big as she should be, and plus she's like a healthy weight. You can't feel her bones like sticking out or nothing. Like, she's a healthy weight, but Pebbles and Melanie are a little bit overweight. I don't even know how Pebbles is overweight though, because I gave Pebbles tuna yesterday morning. She ate that. She like just about finished it, and I gave her like a quarter of a can. She just about finished it, and then when I fed her yesterday afternoon, after I got the cat food, she barely touched her food at all. And this morning I gave her a quarter cup. She only ate half of it. Like, Pebbles doesn't eat that much. And she's fairly active, so I don't know how she weighs as much as she does. Maybe it's just like her natural weight or something. Or maybe she is eating too much. I don't really know. But Melanie ate all of her quarter cup except for a few pieces. Same with Eve. Melanie ate 3/4 of the eighth a cup that I gave her yesterday, and then Eve ate like half of it. I don't know. I'm gonna do quarter cup, morning and night. Give them a quarter cup, and add a little bit more or less depending on which cat I'm feeding, stuff like that, and we'll just go by that, because that should be around the same, because it's based on 300 calories, because typically cat food is 300 calories per cup, but the cat food that I have is more nutrient based, because like it's better for the cat, so it's not as much filler, so they don't have to eat as much to get as much nutrition and stuff. So per cup it's about 500 calories, which is more, so I don't have to feed them as much for them to get as much nutrition or whatever. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of hanging out. I texted Cody a little bit ago, and I was like, hey, do you have $20? And he's like, why? Like, obviously he's gonna ask why, because I never ask for money to begin with. But I didn't buy eggs last night like an idiot. After we left Save-A-Lot, we went to Walmart, and Walmart doesn't sell eggs anymore, because this is a really small town, so this Walmart doesn't sell eggs anymore, and we had already left Save-A-Lot, and I had never gotten eggs, and I want eggs, and I don't know if the bread I'm making involves eggs or not either. I don't really know. I've never made like a loaf before, and it's not like yeasted bread or something. It's like a banana bread sort of deal. So I don't know if it involves eggs or not. I don't think it does. I don't know what goes into bread. I watched like 50 baking shows, yet I have no idea what goes into bread. So I think he just texted me back. He said, yeah, you can. So I'm gonna get $20, and I'm gonna go get eggs. I don't know how much eggs are. I want to say eggs are like $3 or something. It's like a dot. I think eggs are about $3 or something, and then I want to get Tim Hortons, and I don't know if there's anything else I want to get, because I think the only thing we're missing right now that I think we need is eggs, and then whatever money I have left over I'll just save. That way next time if we go shopping and say I forget eggs again or this or that, I don't have to ask Cody for money, because I can just use that money to go get whatever we forgot. And I wasn't going to make my mom go back to Save-A-Lot or something, and I definitely wasn't going to go back in alone. So I was just like, whatever, I'll deal with not having eggs this week. And then this morning I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, like, I want to make egg salad and I don't got no freaking eggs. I'm gonna make the muffins and the loaves today, so I'm gonna be baking it up, and then I want to start getting the stuff ready for the art video I want to do. I don't know if you guys read the description of my last video. I don't usually put stuff in there, excuse me, besides my usual links, but sometimes I'll write stuff in my descriptions for my vlogs, and yesterday I put a link in there, and I talked about it a little bit in the description, but I did find a link for a tripod arm that I want, and it's $70, and it's literally just a straight arm with like a weight on the end. $70 for a stick of metal that you can put your camera on, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. And they had the same exact arm, but instead of $70, it was like $120, and I'm like, if I'm gonna buy an arm, it's gonna be the $70 one, considering this one's $120. But it was exactly what I wanted. The only thing is, like, it's $70. So, like, if I ask for that for Christmas or something, like, that'll probably be the only thing that I get. I'll probably get, like, that arm, considering it's $70, and, like, maybe a couple other junky things, like wax melts or something. Because, like, $70, like, dude, that's a lot of money. Jeez. But I found that, and I'm afraid to, like, try and rig my own sort of setup, considering, like, I don't want to break my camera. It wasn't bought at full price or anything. Like, it was bought refurbished, and so it was cheaper and stuff like that. And I think Cody also got a discount on it. But just generally, like, I don't want to ruin my camera like it's an expensive camera. Cody's calling me. I'll be back. Cody talks really fast on the phone. I was talking to him and he's just spitting out words and I'm like... So we don't talk on the phone that often, unless the only times we do is like when he stays in Texas for a long period of time. Like he used to go there for like a week, and so like at least once or twice or something I'd ask him to call me after, like, dinner or something like that, just so, like, I could talk to him, hear his voice, because, like, whatever. But, I guess there's a food at the vet's that's lower in calories, but it keeps your cat full longer, but it's not full of stuff that's bad for him, so it's not bad fillers. So, I guess it's actually good for the cats, and that I'll be able to free feed them, and I won't have to worry about a schedule, but the cats won't eat a lot. Like, Pebbles doesn't eat that much. Pebbles eats half of what the other cats eat. Eve isn't gaining any weight. Pebbles eats half of what even Eve eats. Like, Pebbles isn't hungry that often. She doesn't beg for food. Like, Pebbles just isn't hungry that often. She eats, like, normally, I guess. And then Melanie, she'll eat, and then 10 minutes later, she's, like, screaming at you because she's hungry again. And then she's a senior citizen cat, so she doesn't do much. She used to be really active, but now that she's older, she lays around and sleeps a lot more and stuff like that. So I guess this food is good, and especially good for overweight cats and senior citizen cats, because they'll go over and they'll eat, but it'll keep them fuller longer, which means theoretically Melanie should be able to free feed and then just, like, lose weight and not eat as much. The only issue is like, we go through cat food pretty fast, because for when I have 3 cats, and for 2, Eve and Melanie eat a lot. Eve eats a lot, Melanie eats a lot, and Pebbles doesn't eat that much. So, they're eating all this food all the time, and when you're free feeding it, they can eat whenever they want. So they're eating a lot all the time, whereas if I was feeding them on a schedule, we'd go through food half the amount of time, and they'd only get what they needed and no extra. But then I also feel bad, because it's like, I could eat 3 meals a day and still be hungry and want snacks, and I'm allowed to do that because I'm a human. But, like, cats say that I feed them 2 or 3 times a day, then what about the times in between when they're hungry, and then I feel bad because, like, I'm not starving my cat, but I feel like I'm starving my cat, and then I feel bad. Like, that's why I like the free feeding, because when they're hungry, they eat, and I don't know, it just makes more sense, I guess, to me, because, like, I don't want to starve my cats, but apparently it's good, and Cody can get a discount on it at the vet. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know. So, but I told Cody's like, are you still gonna go get eggs? And I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna go get eggs, but you have to send me the money because, like, you're not home, I don't have your card. And he's like, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. So I'm probably gonna leave and do that soon. It's almost 11, I think. Yeah, 10:50. So I'm probably gonna go do that. So I went and I got eggs and stuff, and I'm really glad that I did because this blueberry muffin mix actually uses an egg and milk. I have to go grab milk. So this, an egg, and milk. Okay, so I'm starting the oven preheat. I'm gonna put this in here. It's not gonna come out. Fine. We'll do it this way then. Maybe they glued it to the bottom of the box. I don't know. Little chunks of dried blueberry in here. That's a lot of fun. And now it's empty. It's just an empty box. It's like clean, like there was nothing in there to begin with. It's kind of weird. But I got my egg. Egg is in. And now I need to go get that milk. Okay. The oven's gonna take a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. I only need a 1/4 cup of milk, which isn't way too much actually. It's not really much at all. I thought I was gonna use more liquid than that. 1/4 cup of milk. Boop. And he goes. Delicious. I got a spoon and a fork. I figure the fork might be easier because of the holes in it. I can use it like a whisk. To help break pieces apart. And then I have the spoon. That way I can make it a little bit easier to get it into the muffin things. So, mixy. It smells very blueberry. Like, this smells good. So you fill them 2/3 of the way, and I'm just gonna plop these on a cookie sheet. I could probably fit all these on one cookie sheet. I was gonna use the third one. Yeah, I can fit all these on one cookie sheet. So that's pretty neato. Burrito. I have these little R2-D2 ones. I think they're cute. They're mainly for cupcakes because then you can decorate like the whole thing to look like an R2-D2. But I'm making blueberry muffins, which kind of makes sense because there's blue on the outside. It's not focusing on my face. So, it'll look similar to R2-D2-ish, but I don't know. I have to fill them 2/3 of the way, and these are pretty large muffin things. Am I only going to be able to make like 2 muffins? I mean, that's better than nothing, but dude, that's about 2/3. It leaves about 1/2 inch at the top or whatever. Time to fill another. I should be able to fill more than 2. I think I was just going a little crazy. Keep dropping it on my fingers. Part of me wants to wait to make the bread another day. So I don't really want to make it all in one day, I guess. But I'm also like, why bother waiting? Why not just make it today? I want to make it today. This fork is getting in my way, and so I'm gonna scream. Let me set my muffin down. Okay. I dropped some on the counter. Great. That's exactly where I wanted it, straight on the counter. Oh my lord. Okay. So that's full. I'm afraid they might overflow, but like, I'm doing what the directions tell me. It also sucks that these are silicone because you go to grab it and it just wants to squish together with all the batter. And I have like 1 more scoop of this batter left. So I'll just throw it in this one. Well, only made 3, but whatever. 3's better than nothing, I guess. But I thought this would make like 6. These are bigger than like traditional cupcake pans and stuff, but jeez. I think it says 13 to 15 minutes, so I'm gonna pop these into the oven. Those are in the oven. I'm gonna clean up a little bit of batter that I spilled because, like, I suck. I'm gonna get rid of these other things that I didn't end up using. I'm gonna rinse my stuff. And I'm gonna wait until these are actually done before I even think about starting the bread. Because I don't know if these are gonna take 13 or 15 minutes. I don't know how long making that batter will take. So I'm just gonna wait until these are completely done and out of the oven before I start making the bread. I feel like that kind of makes more sense. And I got myself a coffee while I was out, so I'm happy. So, okay. So I got everything out. I got my measuring cups, my measuring spoons. I got a spoon, a fork. I beat my egg. I have the flour in here. Their cupcakes are still in the oven. And then, so, yikes. Okay, so now I gotta put sugar in here. How much sugar? 1 cup of sugar. Okay, I can do that. And I'm like slowly putting stuff away as I go through it. Because I want to use like only this part of the kitchen. So there's not much room considering there's a Lazy Susan right there with a bunch of seasonings on it. And that's actually what my camera's on right now. So a cup of sugar, which seems like a lot of sugar, but this should make like about 2 loaves. So I'm not too worried. The one thing that I do want is a scoop for my flour. Like, instead of using a spoon, I'd like to have an actual scoop. And I asked my mom where she got hers, and I'm like, well, was it her grandma's? Is that where you got it from? Or, like, did you buy it? Because I'm like, I want one. And she said she got it from her grandma. But she said I should be able to find a scoop just like it. It just won't be, like, hundreds of years old. So, I'm probably going to go out and try to find one at some point. I could probably get one at the dollar store. So that'll be nice. I don't know. This is so much sugar. Nobody needs this much sugar in their entire lives. Oh my god. This is a lot. So 1.5, what is it, teaspoons? 1.5 teaspoon. That's a tablespoon. It's not really written on these very nice. So this is a teaspoon. I have a lot of stuff. Open sesame. Can't even open my baking powder. Heck, I suck. Okay, open sesame. Okay. 1.5. 1. And then where's the half? Tablespoon, half a teaspoon. There we go, plop plop, there we go. So I got my salt. I don't remember which way it opens. Cody texted me, but like, I'm baking, so. Okay, which way do you open? Get out of here, piece of tape. Open up my salt. Lickety split. I'm gonna check the muffins real quick. I'm gonna let them sit in there for a little longer. So I need a teaspoon of this boy. Yikes, that's a little much. Okay, so a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. It's kind of hard to like not make this loud. Also because I'm saying the measurements of everything and stuff. If you want to write all this stuff down and make your own cranberry bread, go right ahead. What was I saying? I don't remember. I've gone nuts. I accidentally got some in the egg, but like, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of hard to make all this stuff quiet considering my bowls are metal and like this is metal and everything's clanging together. And it's just a mess. So those are in there. Salt and baking soda, I got that into a medium mixing bowl. So I gotta mix this. I could have sworn I grabbed an extra fork. That way I could use a clean fork instead of the egg fork to mix this around since I don't have a whisk. I got a fork. So now I'm just gonna mix this around until it's combined. Whatever that means, because everything in here is white. But whatever, it'll look combined or something. I also have a spatula that I can use, but I don't think I'll need that until I start adding the wet stuff. So I got this boy. Did I get pulpless? I hope I did. I don't think it's legit orange juice. Anyways, because I grabbed the cheapest orange juice that was available. Because I don't want to bake for $500. Like, geez. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup. It's going to be hard because this is all wet with condensation. I spilled it on my shirt. I told you this was going to be difficult. Okay, so 3/4 cup. Okay. And I mix this straight into the flour. Yeah. Oils next. So that's in there. Okay, how much oil? 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm gonna go put that away in a second. Wait, does that say? Yeah, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Works for me. I got this handy dandy vegetable oil that I've had over the last 2 years because I don't think vegetable oil expires. And like, when am I really gonna use vegetable oil? I don't think I've had it for 2 years. That's an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. I'm gonna have to wash all of my spoons. Okay, orange juice, oil, orange peel, and egg. So I guess it's egg time, which means this boy goes in here. And it said well beaten, so I had to beat the egg. Yeah, egg well beaten. Mix until well blended. Stir in cranberries and nuts. I'm not doing nuts because, like, ew. I thought I'd have to do something to the cranberries. Oh, it says coarsely chopped, so I gotta chop the cranberries. Okay, I have my glass cutting board for the cranberries, and I don't know how big of a knife I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna use this one because it says coarsely chopped, so I'm just gonna, like, get it all done. So, I gotta mix this. I'm gonna use the fork because I don't have a whisk. Mix until well blended, and then stir in the cranberries. So I still gotta cut the cranberries. For some reason I was thinking I was just gonna add in the whole cranberries, which probably wouldn't be bad, but I'm not dealing with that. I don't really want to bite into a whole cranberry. I think it'd be better if it was broken up. Plus then the cranberry juices go into the bread and yada yada. Yeah, there's nothing in here that's dry. I think it's all mixed together. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It's gone. False alarm. So I gotta chop these cranberry boys. I still have some dishes over here, the clean ones. I also don't know how much cranberries to use. How much do I use? 1.5 cups. I mean, okay. Sorry for all the clanging. So this is a 1/2 cup, so I'm just gonna fill it 3 times and like go from there, I guess. I kind of want to throw these in a bowl, but I'm just gonna throw them straight onto the cutting board. I'll do a 1/2 cup at a time, and then I'll add it, and then I'll do another 1/2 cup, and I'll add it. That's about a 1/2 cup. Oh, yikes. They're rolling away. Help. I don't know how to chop these. Some of them are really small, and some of them aren't. So I think maybe I'll just, like, cut them in half. Ew, they look freaky on the inside. Yeah, these look freaky on the inside, dude. Wow, I didn't know they looked like that on the inside. Here, I'll show you guys. You see that? I don't know if it'll focus maybe if I put it over my face. You see that? Isn't that freaky? That's freaky. I'm probably just gonna cut the bigger parts in half again and then go from there. Because some of these are like really tiny and only need to be cut in half. Ba-dum-bum. Muffin boys, please be done. They're done. Some of them are kind of dumb looking because I realized some of them were starting to like overflow a little bit. So I took some and I put in a 4th one. And so Some of them look kind of dumb, but like, they're done. So it's time to mix this stuff. Throw that guy over there. This is interesting. Yep. This is, oh, it's a thing. Stirring cranberries spread evenly in loaf pan. It doesn't say how much. Are you allowed to fill it all the way? I probably won't fill it all the way. It has to bake for 55 minutes. Who has time for that? I'm gonna set you guys a little bit lower and put you guys right here. It's kind of on an angle, but I need this spray. Gotta grease the pan. I'm only gonna grease 2 for now because I should only really need 2, but like, who knows, you know? Does it say where to put it? Bake for 55 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Cool on a rack for 15 minutes. Remove from pan. Cool completely. Makes 1 loaf. And they were not joking. It does, in fact, make a single loaf. 55 minutes? Are you kidding me? I'll put it in for 55 minutes. And I'll come check on it here and there, but yeah, I guess I'm putting it in for 50 minutes. And Cody texted me and asked me to go get the mail. And I forgot about it for like 15 minutes. And then I went out and checked the mail, and of course, I just had to wait 15 minutes. Because now it's raining outside, so I had to walk in the rain over to the mailbox. I'm out of breath because I was kind of running. Because it started to rain harder. But I'm eating one of the muffins, and they're really good. This one is the one that didn't have very much in it. But it's really good. Yeah. Next time I'll buy 2 boxes. Because if this one made about 4, if I buy another one, then I can make 8. So next time I'll buy 2 boxes. They had apple cinnamon too. So if they still have that when I go, I'll get 1 blueberry and 1 apple cinnamon. But then I gotta mix it twice. So maybe I'll just get 2 of the same flavor. Look at that. I filled it too much. Oh my god. I'm just gonna let it cook for a little bit longer. And then I'll scrape the stuff off the pan, I guess. The tin that I'm using is only like maybe ½ an inch smaller than the tin they wanted me to use. So had I used like the regular size tin that they wanted me to use, it would have overflowed regardless. I'm upset. Whatever. It says it makes 1 loaf. I did what they told me to do. Even if I use the regular pan, it's not much bigger than the pan I have. Still would have overflowed. Had I known it was going to overflow, and I had a feeling it might overflow, but I didn't think it was going to rise that much. I would have just put it in 2 different pans and had 2 smaller loaves. I'm upset. I'm just going to keep an eye on it because I don't want the stuff that overflowed onto the pan to like burn or something. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, and then I'll just keep whatever's on there, and I can cut it up and we can eat it as like weird cookie things or something. So there's no sense in ruining it. Because that's what I did with the muffins, and that's why they all look stupid. Because I saw they were overflowing, so I started taking my spoon and going underneath the top and scooping out liquid to put in that other pan, which was the one that I ate. And that's why they're like indented in the middle, because they were overflowing. Frustrating. See, I love watching baking shows, and baking is fun and all, but obviously, as you can tell, I have no idea what I'm doing. Regardless, it's gonna taste good, but it's not gonna look very pretty. The loaf might come out well because I don't plan on scooping out the middle or anything. I'm just glad I only put one on the pan. Well, that I didn't put it like that I put it sideways. Because had it overflowed the other way, it probably would have went to the bottom of the oven. And, ugh. So my loaf is done. I knew I should have split it into 2 pans when I was doing it. But I was like, well, it fills it almost to the top because, like, this is a clean pan. It filled it up to, like, where my fingertip ends. And I was like, that should be okay. It shouldn't rise that much. It tells me to put it all in one pan. And even though the regular pan that I was supposed to put it in is only, like, maybe a half an inch bigger, I think it's, like, a little bit wider or something. I can't remember. But I was like, well, it should fit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... It's fine. It tells me to put it in one pan. It's only a little bit smaller. It should be fine. I feel like if the pan was a little bit bigger, it would have fit perfectly, considering how much spilled over. If it was a half an inch bigger, it probably would have been fine. So I think it's because my pans were a little smaller. But this is what it looks like. All that stuff leaked over. The bread isn't too bad. It's a little lumpy. That's where I stuck a spoon in. But it looks fine. And I hope it just tastes good. I'm going to let it cool for about like 10 minutes. My oven glove. And then I'm going to take some of the stuff that's on the pan that dripped over and I'm going to taste it and see what it tastes like. I have a good feeling it'll taste good because after I dipped the end of the spoon in there and I let it cool on the spoon, I like waved it around and then I tried it off that because I tested it at like 5 or 10 minutes or something and I wanted to see if it was done. And obviously it wasn't, but whatever. And I tried it off the spoon and it tasted pretty good. Like you can taste the orange, but it's not like overwhelming. I'm weird with putting orange and stuff. Like I don't like orange soda or orange candies and stuff, but that's not like real orange, I guess. And I like orange juice. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not going to chug it down like apple juice. But I was a little skeptical of the orange in there, and it's actually pretty good, especially with the cranberry. It's probably not my favorite, but it is pretty good, so I'll give it that much. But I don't know. This vlog is probably going to end up like really heckin' long. So I think I'm going to end it here so I can start editing and uploading it. And I don't know if I talked about it, but I'm really into that Bates Motel thing. And I didn't think I was going to be, but it turns out I am. I don't know. It's like I keep watching it, and I watched it last night while I was eating. And I'll probably watch it again tonight while I'm eating, unless me and Cody decide to watch Supernatural. And then, I don't know, I didn't think I would like it that much. I've been watching it all day in between my bakes while I'm waiting for stuff to cook and cool and stuff. Because I don't want to get, like, too involved with something. And I know with, like, Netflix I can just pause it. So I feel like it's just easier to stick to that. I haven't logged on my computer yet today. So, I hope you guys liked the fail of me trying to bake. The only thing I can do is just, like, improve and not second guess myself, because with the muffins I was like, maybe that's filled a little too high, and then I second guessed myself and went, no, it'll probably be fine, and it wasn't fine. So like that was my fault, but like that's the first time I've ever baked on my own alone, so that was bound to happen. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.